Back to throw now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. And he'll give it here to his running back. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
No gain on the play.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Going for it with Sanders. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
7-yard line.
On first down, it's Sanders. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
.38-yard line, 2nd and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Jonathan Allen in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
This now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. Well, how about the passing numbers so far on this first drive?
Oh, no doubt about it. They're flinging it around pretty successfully. And look at the start. The confidence level that we see in him rising because he's hit a few early. And how about the last one? The big shot right there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot. They'll be led out by their quarterback from the University of Houston. It's Kyle Allen.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers? 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss. Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Oh, Allen Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Fletcher Cox, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Another try after the first down sack. Allen, and he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills.
Allen's pass.
The reception good for 7. It's third down.
7-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Now Allen. And that is incomplete.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on third down. And third down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a fourth down.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
42-yard line.
The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Ball carrier.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And 3.
Third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Left side here to Sanders. And he's going to have an Eagles first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. That one goes for 8 yards.
44-yard line.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
The pass.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And the return will stop right around the 25. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
12 yards there and a first down.
At the 43-yard line.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Allen. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
3rd down.
From the gun, it's Allen. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Complete to number
That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 11. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. That'll be caught. It's Steven Sims. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 27-yard line. 15 yards the pickup. 1st down, Washington. Now a handoff here to his running back. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. The numbers for him from a week ago: 20 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1, because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Downfield. Offense.
What's the deal, y'all?
Now, those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
That's just a pile of bodies there. And that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Eagles 7, Washington 0.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics, he's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside player.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle.
The pass.
7 yards, the pickup there. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they call Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 33. 15 yards on the play. First down.
They completed the screen, but one of the things you worry about is can the quarterback get rid of the ball before he's actually tackled. So your offensive linemen have to hold up the rushers a little bit because you want to make sure you keep your guy's jersey clean throughout the game.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 19. 11 yards there. First down.
The 19-yard line.
Going to give this time to the tailback.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
The 13-yard line.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They run here with Jason Huntley. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jason Huntley with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
And it's good to make it 14-0. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Isaiah McKenzie now on the return. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Allen. Yeah, that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl corner Darius Slay. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Allen's pass.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
All right, time for us now to discuss Alshon Jeffrey. Unless he has a Julio Jones-type 300-yard game in him that Julio did against the Panthers in 2016, probably not going to reach 1,000, but still pretty good year.
I think you're right. It's a pretty good year for him, but let's face it, every receiver's dream is to have a game like Julio Jones had against the Carolina Panthers. It's 300 yards on the nose, and it didn't matter what coverage they sent his way. He solved it each and every time. Maybe our guy can get that way in this ballgame. Let's see.
Brings up
2nd and 9 now.
At the 37-yard line.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Back sacked.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. Back deep, Isaiah McKenzie. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance, if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 15-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Washington on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. As you see the season totals, barring a really great effort today, Charles, probably going to fall a little bit shy of 1,000, but still he's had some moments this year.
Plenty of them for him to be in this spot right now. And I don't know about you, but I'm betting that the head coach spent this entire week playing a little bit of a mind game with him.
How so?
You go by him in practice, you go by him in the locker room, and you keep muttering like, yeah, it's been a pretty darn good year. I guess not going to get to 1,000, but you know.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
That's good for an Eagle.
You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. They'll run on first down. It's Sanders. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
A gain of a yard.
On second down, it's Sanders.
At the 39-yard line.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Eagles on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Strong coverage by Washington, and now 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And this one is right down the middle. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
Eagles 17. Washington, nothing.
These kickers now used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Allen, quick hitter here. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Washington.
Throwing now is Allen. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin.
Allen's pass.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Number 24.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up
facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And to give this time to the tailback. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
He's tackled at the 29.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
The tackle made.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This will be caught inside the 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play, not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. So they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Allen, that's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Allen now on 3rd and goal. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
6-yard attempt.
Hopkins' kick is good.
The kick is.
And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3.
17. Washington 3.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. This short throw caught by Goddard. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll start in the NFC East, a classic matchup here. Dallas visiting the Meadowlands. And it's the Cowboys who are out in front. Dak Prescott, 4 touchdown passes. From there, we stay in the Empire State. We head up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Devontae Parker, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Teddy Bridgewater with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And the half will begin with a touchback. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the gun, Allen. That one is slant to McLaurin. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Washington. Touchdown. Terry McLaurin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And Washington able to make this a close game again. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. They had a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. They're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
1st and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. So after the INT, it's Allen. And it's caught. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. 2nd and 1 from the 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. Takes it at the 7. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit. It allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
And that is incomplete here. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders.
The pass.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Montez Sweat in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
That's his 2nd sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Defense.
The
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Allen. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7. At the
from the gun, Allen. Open man here, Sims complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Sims. A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
He was brought down.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side.
He was brought down at the 26. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Going to give this time to the tailback. Down to the 25. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's
operating from the gun. Allen. 4th down now looming after Philly's defense stands tall in coverage.
For number 24, incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 Washington.
Washington 20, Eagles 17.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit and forced the field goal.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10. At their own 29-yard line.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And Jeffrey's got it. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
At the 43-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are, and now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your quarterback? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of them?
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great effort there, with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. They were able to stop him at the line on first down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination, and they got it done on the second try.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you. If these guys are going to chomp into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
It's a gain of
only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
By Jonathan Allen.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. To return is McKenzie. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive.
2nd and 2.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 40-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. The throw taken in by Sims. And he's taken down inside the 30. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
Washington.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Ball carrier.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And it's third down.
Allen from the gun on third down. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that...
Can't get away, and he's taken down. Chase Young in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. That catch good for only a couple.
Out of bounds at the 50-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. And a give this time to the tailback. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Washington on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
A gain of 7.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
It's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially